Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Dark Phoenix Saga Quest Showcase, and this is going to be the right path. Now there are going to be total of 8 fights. 4 of them are going to be shared, 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end, and 4 are going to be unique ones. So we are going to attempt the right path first today, and the first champion on this path is going to be a Nova. Pretty annoying one, probably the longest fight for me. So before I jump into that, um, make sure that you boost a lot, like you get your 20%, 10%, 15% boost in, so you can get it done in one go, because that can be really annoying and make you use a lot of your revives. So just avoid that, make sure that you boost well, and you should be good. Now, having have that out of the way, the nodes here are going to be good advice boost, so you will have Wag's pre-fight here. There's also going to be Ebb and Flow Intercept. So there is going to be a protection on Nova that can only be removed when you're going to intercept him. Now the problem with Nova is whenever you have a Fury and he's fully charged, all of his energy, he is going to auto block you when you try to intercept him. So the challenge here becomes how to intercept him first, so he gets auto blocked, and then intercept him again so you can remove the protection. Now it's easier said than done during the fight, because you also have to take care about his power, because he gains power quite quickly. So he's going to keep getting to an SP1 and keep throwing those specials, and you were not going to get that opening to intercept him. So that is one of the things that makes this fight difficult. And if that wasn't enough, there is also Now You See Me. So every 6 seconds there will be a falter applied on you unless you're hitting the opponent, and whenever you hit the opponent, that falter timer is reset. So imagine you're trying to intercept, and then there's also miss, and then he hits very hard with all of those furies. So how do you deal with it? You bring in champions like Serpent, Blue Cyclops, or Spider, all of them that can bypass miss. Some of them have true focus, some of them are just upright immune to falter. All of these champions work really well. Or you can bring in some aggressive champions like Juggernaut or Shatra, so you don't wait for 6 seconds before you attack Nova. You can be super aggressive with Nova and not let him proc the falter at all. So the name of the game is simple. Bring a champion that can go against miss, and then make sure that you throw in your intercept so you can do 100% damage. So just like here, I intercepted him. Now a big SP1 to take him out. So that's how you deal with Nova. Make sure that you really plan for this fight, because this fight will be the longest one. Now moving on to fight number 2, this is going to be Elsa Bloodstone. Now the nodes are going to be funny here, because she's going to have recoil masteries as a defender. So means that she will have bleeds on her, and whenever you bleed her, she is going to apply a degen on you, unless you are running a mutant champion. So you definitely need a mutant champion. I've given you quite a few options. My favorite ones are going to be your Archangel, your Onslaughts, your Blue Cyclops, and also your Mr. Sinister, so you can pick anybody you want. There's also going to be Unblockable with Buffet Overtime and Arc Overload, so whenever there is, she will get a regen, she will get Unblockable for almost 3 seconds, so just be careful about that. The easiest way to deal with this fight is to always keep Elsa Bloodstone to an SP1. Do not push her to an SP2, otherwise she's going to throw that Unblockable special too, and she's really going to kill you fast. Keep her to an SP1, let her throw those out, and you can go back in and attack. I'm just using a Cyclops here, and my SP2 is ready with all of those precisions. One big burst is going to be enough to kill her off. So there we go, SP2, boom, and we have an SP1 ready again, and one more SP1, and there you go, Elsa Bloodstone is down. Cyclops Blue Team is putting in work here. Now, just like the last fight, this is going to be also a fight where you can use a mutant. You can use other champions as well, but once you have a mutant, might as well use him. So there is Hitmonkey here with invulnerability, so you will have invulnerability boost, and you will also start with 1 bar of power. Now there is Ebb and Flow Knockdown, so you will notice that there is a protection on Hitmonkey, and that is removed for 12 seconds and also gives you a Fury whenever you will knock down with either a heavy attack or a special attack. And there's also Aggression Precision, so if you do not attack Hitmonkey, do not hit him, or you hit him in the block, he's going to gain those precisions every 2 seconds, and they're really gonna stack up. And that wasn't enough. Every time he throws a heavy attack, he's going to be unstoppable, so do not try and kind of intercept his heavy attack, that is not going to go well because he's going to crit you to that very quickly. But he's a very forgiving fight. You can simply use a parry and heavy, and that should be enough for you to take him out. And yeah, just build up your special attacks and throw them out. I'm using a Cyclops blue team, so I'm going to burst him down. I've given you more options as well. They are mostly going to be your mutants, but then you can also use champions that have kind of anti-evade. You take evade away from it. He has nothing else remaining on him. Now next up is going to be a Knull. Now this is going to be one of those tricky fights. Now in this fight you can either bring a champion that have shrug offs, or you can bring in champions that are mystic and they can deal with the unblockable with Knull. What I'm talking about is there is a node here that says steady build up, so every time there is going to be a special attack thrown by Knull, he is going to apply debuffs on you and then he's going to go unblockable. So you have to have a champion that can deal with that. There's also going to be special burst trauma. So when he's going to throw a special attack, he's going to apply trauma on you and also physical vulnerability. So all of that adds up. You are going to start with invulnerability for 3 hits and power start 1. So use that to your advantage. So the basic rule to fight Knull is to always to push him to 2 bars of power. Avoid his SP1 at all costs. Even if to use like 4 hit combos and block, do that. Take some damage, that's fine, but push him to an SP2. It's better for you in the long run. Now when I talk about counters, one of the best counters is going to be Wiccan because he's reverse control immune. He can block the unblockables and he can regen back his health, all the energy damage that he takes, yada yada yada. He's amazing. Other champion that work really well here is going to be Kushala because when her blue blessing are up, she can block unblockable specials and can do all of that jazz. And also another one is going to be Mole Man. If you have stand your ground mastery, you can block unblockable attacks and you can take him out. But remember, Knull is going to have a resistance to bleed, so that's something you need to take care about. Apart from that, you can also use champions like Absman because he's a perfect counter to Knull. Then Spiral can also use Intra, but I think the best options would be I would stick to Kushala or Wiccan or Mole Man. Now next up is going to be a Lumatrix. Now Lumatrix is going to give you invulnerability for 3 hits. That's there with invulnerability boost. There's also a power start 1. Now there is an obstinate charge. With the obstinate charge, the first time he tries to parry you, that is going to be, there is a stun shield, so that is not going to register. So you have to be careful about that. And then you can kind of re-parry for the stun to register, and then you have to play around it. Now the biggest problem here in this fight is going to be Mixmaster. So every time you use the same basic attack twice in a row, he is going to evade you, and when he evades you, the damage is just nuts. And there is ticking time bomb. So when he hits you in your block, you're going to get charges on you, and after 2 orange charges on the third one, that is going to detonate and take away 25% of your health. Now the best way to counter is to have champions that can counter the miss and also evade, as Lumatrix has both of them. So your best counters are going to be champions with true focus. So Cyclops blue team is going to be amazing. Bullseye should also work. Serpent should also be a good counter here. Now I'm not really a big fan of Dazzler, but I think she should also do fine with all of her shenanigans, and as well as Onslaught. So those are all the options that can work. If you have a Cyclops or if you have a Serpent, just bring them in and you should be able to get through them. Both of the specials can be easily evaded on Lumatrix, so you don't have to worry much about it if you just bring in the champion that has a counter to evade and also has a counter to miss. That is the key here. And the specials can be evaded easily, and before you know it, you will have him out. Alrighty, moving on, we're going to have a Medusa. Now with Medusa, there is going to be one node that is going to be annoying. That is going to be one-eyed open. So whenever she will be stunned, she is going to return all the damage taken. So very important, if you're going to use champions that have damage over time, you should not be parrying Medusa at all, because the damage over time will be just reverted to you and you will die instantly. Apart from that, there is going to be overwhelming odds, so the more buffs there are on the defender, the more damage they are going to have. And there is also inevitable power, so there is power efficiency, so she will get power. She will throw her special attacks for less amount of power, so that works in our advantage. Now there is invulnerability and power start 1, and there's also make a stand, but don't worry about make a stand. You're going to keep knocking down Medusa anyway with the special attack, so you should be good. So what I'm trying to do here with Wiccan is not to parry her and keep having that stagger or fate seal on her. So if she tries to get any furies, I can control that, and those are taken away and converted into incinerate. So as long as I have that fate seal on her and I keep throwing my SP1s, I am not going to let her auto block me, and eventually she will die of incinerate. So that is the most important thing here. You control the furies, you control the auto block, and the rest of the fight is easy. Just use your special attacks and you don't even worry, you have to worry about the protection. Some really cool champions that can work are going to be Tigra, she will massacre her. Then there is going to be Kushala, of course. There's Rintra with the Fate Seal. And then more recently, there is Nico Minoru. She is going to apply her buff immunity on Medusa, and she will not gain any of those furies. And you can use all of that to your advantage. Shatra with her unblockables will also be a menace against Medusa. You can also use Serpent. You can also use Rock. Anybody with unblockable should also work. Now, on to the third fight, that is third mutual fight, that is going to be Korg. Now, this is probably the most annoying and difficult fight in the whole path, I would say. There is going to be attacker regen, so you will have regen in the beginning. So if you take any thorns damage, you will be okay. There is going to be invulnerability and power start 1 as well. And you will gain 100% more spirit charge when you will attack the opponent. Now, the annoying one is going to be hazard shift with poison and rupture. Now, there are a very few champions that are poison and rupture immune. So, champions like Spider-Punk can work here. Scorpion Ascended can be work here. The best option would be Nico Minoru because she is poison and rupture immune. Now, if you don't have that and you're somebody like me, you can bring in a champion that is immune to one, either rupture or either poison. Some of the champions that I think work really well are going to be Dust, especially Dust also has Great Sushi, works really well, and there's Iceman as well. So, and you can also bring in a Deathless Thanos, he can also work, but my choice here was Onslaught just because of his crazy damage once you have all of those degens build up, and you're just taking out Korg quite easily in the end. It is a rank 3 Onslaught, so this fight is going to suck. Make sure you bring in the right counter and you should be good. Now, the one thing that has changed over time on this fight is, on the boss fight, is you can bring in a champion that you like for the final boss fight. So, I just brought in my rank 4 Werewolf by Night just because he's a rank 4. You can literally use any champion. You can use Nico Minoru, you can use Wiccan, you can use Symbiote Supreme, you can also use Kushala, Shatra, Tigra. Any champion that can control the buffs and take that glancing away will make this fight super fast. Now, I am running 5x5 Mystic Dispersion, so I just get 2 specials very quick. So just be wary about that. You will just keep being, if you're running 5x5 Mystic Dispersion, you will be kept pushing to an SP3, and it can be a bit annoying sometimes to deal with. So make sure you wait those special attacks. It's easy, to be honest. Sersi is going to be an easier boss. She is going to be tanky. She's going to take some time to go down, but I was really hoping we had Dark Phoenix boss because this is all about the Dark Phoenix saga, but apparently we brought in Sersi. I don't think we faced Sersi during this season. It was always a Dark Phoenix or like some other annoying boss, but that's okay. So the name of the game is very simple. You control all the buffs, control the glancing, and the damage should be enough to take out Sersi. The SP1s and SP2s are going to be unblockable, so take care about that, and you should be able to get through this fight quite easily. So let me know in the comment section what was your team, who did you use, and what were the best champions, and I'll be back with the left part soon. And if you have any questions, let's discuss them in the comment section. Let's get it done. I almost died here after an SP3, but I was able to take out Sersi eventually at like 5% health. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know the questions, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.